Bible Answers with Dr. Al Garza.
All right, welcome back to another edition of Bible Answers Unfiltered. I am your host, Dr. Al Garza. So I'm going to make this video about an individual who's been making memes and other YouTube videos about me, where he invited me to go on his channel, and then we got into discussing through email and text what we're going to discuss. So this person, when we was engaging me through his email, and that's something I was trying to avoid, just trying to say, hey, we'll save it for the channel. But he continued to try and engage over text, which doesn't go very well. So it got pretty intense. I was dealing with him in a sense of what the scriptures say and what I think it says and what how I read it versus how he looks at it. But he is someone who takes great offense if you challenge him or you try to correct him. Apparently, this person doesn't have any training in, the Bible professionally or academically. He's just someone who creates a channel and reads a lot online. And then he actually thinks that everything he believes is true and everybody else is wrong, especially if you're a Trinitarian. Now, he claims to be an ex-Unitarian. No longer a Christian, but he believes in God. What's interesting about this person is that he hides behind his channel. He won't tell you who he is. Even when I asked him his name, I gave him my name and we exchanged information. He wouldn't tell me who he was or what his name was or anything. He was hiding behind his channel, hiding behind his screen. He won't post anything about himself. And I can see why, because he doesn't want any repercussions that when he attacks people by creating lies and memes and videos, then nobody can really do anything and back to him. So I think he's more in the sense scared that people are going to retaliate back and make him look ridiculous. So someone like that who hides behind his channel and doesn't want to engage people, hides his name, hides his information, tells you a lot right there. That's a red flag. And I didn't realize this till afterward. I was hoping just to have a conversation with him, but apparently that right after our text messages and we were supposed to have a date, he went on that night late to go live and talk about me and what I believe and pretty much mock me. So I got upset and I texted him and told him, you know what, this is how you're going to act, childish. We're trying to have a conversation and you go on live trying to, late at night. I'm not going to go on there late at night, but he's, going on there talking about me and mocking me and everything else. So it goes from there. And then he went and he goes to my bio and he simply lies about my bio. Anybody can go on my bio, dralgarza.info, can see everything. There's links to everything. So he goes on there and he starts lying about what it's on there, misrepresenting everything, makes more YouTube videos making fun of me with little comic memes and everything else, which most people that actually saw it and contact me doesn't understand if this person, and this is people coming to me saying, hey, is this guy on medication? Is he okay? What's going on? Because he seems like be obsessed with me in the sense of I'm living rent free in his head because he's making all kinds of videos about you. And that's what happens when people don't have anything else to do. And people were also messaging me saying, hey, does this guy even have a job? Does he live at home with his parents? Just does this full time? I said, I don't know. I don't know. He could be. I have no idea. But people were responding in a negative way saying there's something wrong with him. So it's probably a good thing I didn't go on, or I'm glad he canceled it, because this is a type of person that who truly believes. If you ask most scholars will believe that their positions are right in certain areas, and other scholars will debate each other or have disagreements. This person takes it as I'm smarter than everybody else, or I know more than, well, I can say I definitely know more than him, 100%, based on what he says and what he claims, and even the fact that he lies about people, about even my own bio, which anybody can go on there and verify and see that he's lying. Could tell this person's integrity has no morality. Now, this is interesting because you're going to listen to a clip of him where he calls the Bible man-made and the Bible's a dumpster fire. He doesn't believe in the Bible anymore. He left the Christian faith, the faith, and he still believes in God and a God. So he rejects the Bible now. It's man-made. The Bible's a dumpster fire. Christianity's a dumpster fire. All these negatives. So that should tell you something else right there. This is someone who supposedly was a believer. He's a Unitarian. He says he's an ex-Unitarian. Doesn't believe in Christianity. Doesn't believe in the Bible anymore. Calls the Bible a dumpster fire, man-made, full of good stuff, but most of it's all nonsense. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you about a person? It means he has no moral compass or character. So he feels he can just go out and say whatever he wants, lie, insult, mock, whatever he wants to do because he has no more standard. These people are the ones that are outside the Christian faith, who think that they can hold judgment on everybody else based on his own videos. Just watch his videos. I mean, watch things he says. It is really comical if this person sitting behind his little YouTube and refuses to show himself and hides, literally hides, shows the cowardness behind what he does, because that way nobody can touch him in that sense, but he can do to everybody else. And these are the people that really live a degenerate life as unbelievers because God is no longer in their life. He talks about people being Christians. He's not even a Christian. What does that tell you? It means God's not even in him. He claims a God. You know what kind of God it is? It's man made. He creates his own God because the Bible is no longer his standard. Anything in the historical Christian faith is with God and Jesus is no longer a standard. So he creates his own God in his own mind, which means now he can do whatever he wants because in his mind, his God will do whatever for him. And these are the people who live unbelieving, degenerate lives. So I want you to listen to out of his own mouth here what he says about the Bible. So listen closely.
Anyway, interesting, but no, I won't platform him. I won't have him on my channel. There's just no point. There's no point. Not after listening to him on text. It's just going to be a total mess. But just a warning for others, be careful about people who are self-promoters that think that they're smarter than everybody else. And watch out for most Trinitarians, which I have. I've given up really engaging with most Trinitarians. I really don't care anymore about the Bible per se. I believe it's got a lot of good stuff in it, but a lot of it is just nonsense, and a lot of it is man-made. And I still believe in God, obviously, with all my heart, but I believe that Christianity is a real dumpster fire, and so is the Bible. And this is what happens when you get embroiled in modern day Christianity. It's really more about ego and pride than it is about learning and humility and trying to come close to God. And it puts you into these camps where it becomes less spiritual and more physical and fleshly. So with that being said, God bless.
Okay, if you caught that, he admits openly, doesn't believe in the Bible anymore. It's man-made, to dumpster fire, everything negative. Again, exactly what I said. He rejects the God of Scripture. God preserves truth in Scripture, and he that way he can live his. That way he can do whatever he wants online, like he does. He could mock people, insult them, call them names, do whatever he wants because there's no more moral compass. When I have discussions with these people, I usually will project the same energy they project at me. So if I'm having a conversation with a Unitarian or non-Trinitarian and they're cordial and we can go back and forth in our discussion, that's fine, no problem. But if they start attacking personally, mocking or criticizing either their work or somebody's work, then then I will project that same energy. That's just how I am. Given my background, I grew up in in the martial arts and fighting. That's how I am. I project the same. So if you come at me cordially and you want to talk, have a discussion, let's do it. I've done that with other Unitarians, debates, and other shows. But if you're going to come back and just start making comments or insulting and all that, then yeah, I'm gonna retaliate. I'm not someone who doesn't back down that way. It's just not in my nature. Other people can, but I don't. But this person obviously thinks that as an unbeliever, which now he affirms he is an unbeliever, can mock and criticize people and hide behind his camera. Like someone said, is he living at home with his mommy and daddy in a basement? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if he's married. I don't know if he has kids or he's just by himself living his worldly life as an unbeliever. And then he creates his own God in his head. He believes in a God, but not the God of the Bible. Therefore, it's just a pagan God. And he criticized Trinitarians for their belief, yet he's the one who actually creates his own God because it's not the God of the Bible. So he affirms his own positions of God, which doesn't make sense. It's kind of, and he calls himself Common Sense. Common Sense. That's part of his channel's name. There's no common sense to that. I mean, anybody can do that. Anybody can say, "Well, I'm no longer a Christian. I don't believe the Bible anymore. I believe in a God." What God? Well, my God, the God that I believe in. Well, okay, well, good for you. See how that works out for you at the end, because you're the one that's going to face judgment when you face Him on that day, and explain why you reject His word. So this person is not a believer. He's basically has his own pagan deity in his mind, his own pagan God, rejects the scriptures as a whole, thinks it's dumpster man-made, and yet he's going to criticize other believers in it as if he's the only one that's right in the world with his own positions. So this is what you're going to get. This is how things are going to go with this person. He's going to mock me again. He's going to come on and say I'm wrong and this, and the only thing he has is his computer, and his little camera behind it and his voice. He's going to tell the whole world, and every Trinitarian scholar, every biblical scholar, they're all wrong because he's right. He's going to tell you why the text says. He's going to use common sense. Sorry, the scriptures are clear with people like this, they're left to their own devices. They're left to their own sins, their own destructions. They don't have God in them. They reject the God of the Bible, the God of Israel. They reject the scriptures as a whole. So he calls it a dumpster fire, man-made. And the Bible is clear that these people face judgment and they have no life in them, and to stay away from them, and they're caught in their own sin. So this person probably had a very, according to scripture, people like that live in their sin. That's what they do when they reject the God of the Bible. So you'll see this person create videos about me again because he has something else to do, I guess. I mean, and the funny thing is, in his audio, he talks about that he doesn't even. He claimed, this is what makes it even more funnier. He claims in this video that he's done with this stuff. He's done with Christianity, he's done with Trinitarians, but here he is taking time to make videos about Trinitarians and Christianity. So do you see how these people are? Oh, I'm done with all that. I'm done with Trinitarians, but I'm going to make videos all day about them and criticize them and mock them. But I'm done with them. I don't even want to deal with them. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to make videos about them. This is how these people think. This is why I think some of the people who heard him called me and say, "Is this guy on medication? Is he like all there?" I don't know. Maybe I don't. Maybe he's off his meds. I don't know. The way he sounds, but he sits here and make videos about people, mocking them, but say he's done with it. I don't even listen to Trinitarians anymore. I can care. He says I can care less about it all. But here he is making videos. In fact, he's going to make another one. He's going live, I think, tomorrow about me because I live rent free in his head. It's amazing that you can get in people's head like this, and they dwell on it. I mean, I don't know if he thinks about it all day long, but he's obviously making videos about me. It's probably like his fourth or fifth video about me. So I guess I should feel honored that I'm living in his head like that. I think it's pretty interesting. But yet he's through with me. He's done with me in Christianity and the Bible, and he's done with Trinitarians. But apparently, we got under his skin. So that's a good thing. And people can watch his videos and see the lies. If anybody can go to my bio, it's online for free. He claims that I don't have any peer-reviewed work. Well, all my peer-reviewed links are there from the National Library of Israel. Cataloged one of my books after reviewing it. I submitted papers to others that have comments from a number of different graduates and who peer-reviewed some of my papers. Dr. Michael Brown gave an endorsement on one of my books, reviewed it, and wrote an endorsement for it. So I don't always do that because you do peer review work if you're going to submit to academia or some sort of journal. I don't anymore. I don't do any of that. So what I do is I simply just write and publish and write and submit. And I might have other scholars review and give me some input. So that's what I do. And of course, I provide the materials to everybody else. So this person really just doesn't know what he's talking about. He even doesn't even know how a certification degree in Israel from Hebrew University is given to somebody. He thinks I'm self-claiming I'll be a master scholar. The Hebrew University gives certifications as a master associate scholar in linguistic studies. So they call it that because it's at that equivalent level. You're doing over 100 hours of linguistic studies in Hebrew, Aramaic, Greek, and they give you a certification of a master linguistic scholar or an associate master scholar. I think it's a master's associate. Who was it? I think it's you're certified master associate scholar in linguistics of the Bible. That's basically what your title is. and you're an associate scholar with the linguistic studies. So it's not me who called myself a master scholar, but that's how they label their certifications at a master's level with over 100 hours. Actually, over 100 hours is more like another PhD, but it was like 180 hours of linguistic studies. So this is what happens. And so again, this person, that's just who they are. That's what you deal with when you deal with unbelievers, who just reject the scriptures as a whole, create their own God, and then just go around mocking people while they hide behind their computers, and they won't engage anybody unless it's, their terms. So again, you'll see this person again living like for me to make videos of me, which is kind of ironic that he's done with Trinitarians, he's done with it, but he spends his days doing videos and mocking people, creating songs even about people. I'm glad I live rent free in his head. I mean, it gets people to go to my channel more, hear me out more, engage me more. It helps me to people who will watch more of my videos, which they have, or reach out to me and even message me about stuff. So he is helping me actually. More people going to my website and actually text him or email me saying, "Hey, how come this guy's lying about your bio? It's right here, and you can click on links and check." I said, "I don't know. That's what unbelievers do. They lie about people because they have no more moral compass anymore. They don't have no fear of God. It's the God they created in their head, but even that is limited because He doesn't care. So keep it up. Common sense. I'm glad I can live rent free in your head and give you this something to do. I mean, I guess I get you out of your boredom, I guess, for whatever you do. But people are actually seeing what you're doing and are very concerned about you. And all they can do is pray for you because I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with you. Something's wrong. But anyway, if you have any questions or comments, leave them here. Glad to answer for you. Answer all your questions. I try to reach out to everybody. You can go to my website, check everything out. But like, subscribe, share. So again, I want to thank you for tuning in for this brief video. If you have any questions, again, I'll be glad to answer for you. So thank you and God bless.